What's up everybody, Chris Gault here, Healthy Living with Chris Gault. Today we're going to talk about how to live longer and healthier, secrets you have to know. We're going to get right to it. Alright, so make sure you watch the full video, and that way you'll get the full benefit of the video, because a lot of these tips kind of tie in with each other. So you want to make sure you do that, and then you want to make sure you take action. Because remember Newton's law that a body at rest will stay at rest, and a body in motion will stay in motion unless a force is acted upon them. So basically what that means is that you can't make changes in your life unless you change something in your life. So make sure that you do that. Alright, so the first tip I'm going to bring up is to find ways to reduce stress in your life. And you know that we always hear that stress kills, and it is 100% true. And one of the ways to do it is to try to get your mind, this is a tough one, but try not to sweat the small stuff. And there's a great book out there that I read a long time ago called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff. Now, I don't know if I agree with them that it's all small stuff, because I know some of us are going through some pretty tough things, especially in 2020 where it was, and also now because it's still going on with the pandemic. Basically, there is a lot of small stuff that we still do sweat. So what you want to do is not sweat the small stuff. And some of that might come down to silly little stuff, like someone cuts you off in traffic and we get so mad and upset about it, and we let it ruin our day, and we get so stressed out about it, and we just don't know, maybe that person who cut us off was racing to get to the hospital because their child got in an accident, or their wife was having a baby or something. You don't know what it is or the reason why they're in the hurry that they're in, and maybe you give the person the benefit of doubt and you move on and you just don't sweat it. And that's probably a much healthier way to live, and you take stress off your life if you think that way, as opposed to thinking that SOB just cut me off and now I'm going to chase him down the road because he pissed me off, and then you're just going to be all stressed out, and something bad can happen too doing things like that, obviously. So don't sweat the small stuff as much as you can, and just realize that a lot of stuff in your life is small stuff, and that we make mountains out of these little tiny things that we shouldn't be doing it. And I admit, I do it too. I'm not saying that I don't, and a lot of times I got to catch myself and say, okay, enough's enough. Another way to reduce stress in your life is to meditate, and I try to do about 2 to 5 minutes a day. I have a hard time meditating any longer than that. There are people who meditate a long time, and I think it's because I just haven't really practiced it enough. So one of my goals next year, this year in 2021, is to try to meditate a little bit more and to get a little more of a chance. My mind goes everywhere. I think it's because I got ADD, if you didn't know that just by the way I'm talking. What I need to do is I need just to take some time and just meditate more. And I do it, but I'm just saying I need to do it more. And basically, I'll cut off for like 2 to 5 minutes, and I'll just concentrate on my breath. I'll close my eyes, I'll breathe in and out, and I just concentrate on my breath, and I try to get my thoughts nowhere else except for that breath. And if I can do that, I notice that I can really get in a relaxed state. And what happens though with me, especially with ADD, is that my brain starts to shoot out in the other directions, and I'm sure we all have that, because you know we're thinking about the next meeting we have to go to, or the next phone call we got to make, or whatever it is. The more you can, just try to do that and try to build the time up. So 2 to 5 minutes is probably a good start, and then to build that up a little bit probably isn't bad either. The next thing is to listen to calm music. And when I say that, I love to listen to rock music, and I have a great time, you know, jamming. I even play the guitar. But there are times when you just need to listen to some really calm, de-stressing, relaxing, instrumental music. And I do have like a few videos on that, and there's a bunch of other videos out there that you can find that are out there about music that's really out there to de-stress you. And I would say, you know, listen to that while you're working, and that's going to help take some stress off of you too. All those things will help relieve stress from your life, so try those out, and I think that you'll be much better for it. So the next tip is to get some exercise or physical activity in every day. And I know it sounds like a lot. Now I'm not talking about, you know, going to the gym for 2 hours at a time and, you know, pumping iron, do all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about 30 minutes a day is great. And you do want to mix it up. You don't want to just go in and do the elliptical every day, day in and day out. You want to mix it up. And so what I do is I try to do resistance training, which is like weightlifting, and I do that 3 days a week, and I will work different body parts in those 3 days of the week. Then there's cardio, which I will run mainly, but I also do some HIIT, which is high intensity interval training. I will do stretching, which is, I try to do some yoga moves every day because that keeps my body nice and stretched. Core work, which is obviously abdominal type work, that kind of stuff. So from here to here is very, 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 very helpful to keeping your body nice and strong. And then also balancing, because as we age, we want to make sure that we can balance so we don't fall. So 30 minutes a day is it, even if it's like brisk walking, I do walk the dog twice a day, so I'm getting more than 30 minutes in a day, but 30 minutes is a great way to start. So that's what I would say. And the thing is, as we age, we tend to be less active. And because of that, it leads to the body being frail and inflexible. And when the body is frail and inflexible, it just starts to age. And it also, if you take in the balancing, it also will increase the ability to fall. And then when you're falling and you're inflexible and you're frail, it leads to breaking bones. And then breaking bones leads to being in hospital, laid up in bed, can't even say it, laid up in bed. And when you're laid up in bed for a long time, that ages you too, because you can't be active. So all that kind of stuff is important to keep it going now. And then if you start now and you keep it going and you keep it going and you keep it going, then by the time you get to 70 or 80, you're going to still be going, as opposed to the people who stop doing it and now they're 80 and they're going to be like, oh man, now I got to try to get back. And it's very difficult to get it back when you start getting older. So you want to make sure that you are exercising from the very beginning. I've been exercising ever since I've been 16 years old when I was on the cross country and track team, and I kept it up all through my life, and I'm going to be 60 in a couple of months, and I feel great, and I can still run, I can still lift weights. And so basically that's what you need to do if you want to be able to continue to have a longer life, and also a more high quality life. I'm still having trouble talking. A higher quality life while you are living as well, because you'll be more mobile. The next tip is to get enough sleep. So most of us don't get enough sleep. I mean, I can't remember the percentage, but I know it's a huge percentage of people who do not get enough sleep, and they're working too much or they're doing whatever, but they're not getting enough sleep. So 7.5 to 8 hours is a great benchmark. That's what I try to get in every night, and I pretty much do. I tend to stay up late, but I would say try to go to bed at the same time every night and wake up at the same time every morning. And I'm lucky that I'm self-employed, that I can really easily do that. So I know not all of us have that ability, but I do. But if you do have that ability, try to do that. So I try to go to bed somewhere between 11:30 and 12 o'clock at night. So I do stay up kind of late, but then I wake up around 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and that way I'm getting my 8 hours in every day. So if you have an early job to go to and you have to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you have to go to bed at 10. Don't push it off. Make sure this is more important than watching TV really late at night or whatever. It's more important to get your sleep in, because everything suffers, not only living longer or living even a better quality life, but also everything suffers if you do not get your sleep in. Everything will suffer. So just know that. The next tip is to eat healthy. So I eat organic as much as I can. I'm not perfect. I mean, there is some stuff that I eat that's slightly processed, might have some natural ingredients in it that might not necessarily be organic, but I try to do as much as I can. And also I went vegan in 2020, so I don't get a lot of animal saturated fat in my body. Now, that doesn't mean everybody has to go that way, but I would say stay away from a lot of the saturated animal fat. My cholesterol level went from like 220 down to 180, around that direction, and I'm in the healthy level of total cholesterol, and I've never been on any kind of medication. I was a little in the high section. So if you go to a vegan diet, your cholesterol will drop like a rock. But I'm not saying you have to do that, but if you tend to eat more plant-based, at least increasing what you plant-based and reducing animal protein in products in your diet, you'll notice that you will get healthier because of it. So that's one way to do it. And again, I try to eat organic as much as I can. I can't always do it. I would say that the most important thing, though, if you're going to just pick one thing on eating healthy, is keep a healthy weight. That's the most important thing, because obesity brings on diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and all sorts of stuff. Even COVID affects obesity more than someone who isn't. So just know that the body is weakened a lot if you are overweight. So a lower weight is probably the most important thing to do to get to a normal weight. And if you're looking for a weight loss program, my wife Robyn is a health coach. She does have a weight loss program, and I will leave in the description below how you can contact her. But she basically works off of Facebook, and you can go to her Facebook page and you can message her, and she will give you a 20-minute free on the phone assessment. She'll go through a questionnaire and she'll give you an assessment as to what will work and not work for you, and then that's free. And then if you want to go any further than that, you can talk to her and she can tell you some programs that can help you get down to a healthy weight, and you can make that decision if you want to go there. So eat healthy, that's obviously a given. And remember that you need to get nourishment to your cells. So if you're putting a lot of junk food in your body and your blood is bringing all that junk to your cells, your whole body's made up of cells. So your skin, your eyes, your heart, your lungs, all your organs, everything, it's all made up of cells. And if it's getting junk food and not the nutrients it needs going to them, then it's not going to be helping you live longer or a better quality life. So make sure that you're eating healthy and you're going to be better off. The next one is to be social. We are basically social animals. It's very important that takes stress off too, and just being able to talk to a friend, having that friend around. Also have the friend help us not do stupid things when we're thinking of doing stupid things. And also it's always there that the friends can help out if you need them. So, and also can keep track of you. So if you don't have any friends and you're a complete introvert, you could probably pass out in your bed and nobody would see you for days and you'll probably die. But if you do have friends around, then they'll at least call up on you and find out if you're okay, and then they can get in there and help you out if that's the case. I am a bit of an introvert. Now I am married, so that does help out. I am a bit of an introvert, so I know the more introverted you are, the harder it is to do that. But the more you can, try to get at least a few friends. I'm not talking about, you don't need to have thousands of friends like some of us have, but having 2 to 3 really good close friends is very important in living a longer life. So make sure you have that base and you'll be better off. The next one is to limit alcohol. Now I know it's probably better off just to not drink alcohol altogether, but I'm being realistic. I used to drink 2 to 3 glasses drinks a day, and that was a lot. I would always have wine with dinner and then maybe an after dinner drink, and it was kind of stupid, but that's what I was doing. And I think that's why I prematurely wrinkled, which is why I'm working my butt off to try to fix some of the damage I did when I was younger. And so that's why I have this channel, to not only help everybody else, but also to help me out. What I do now is I cut that back to about 2 drinks a week. On the weekend, or if I go out with friends, I'll have a couple of drinks maybe, or 1 drink one night and then drink another. But I try to keep it about 2 drinks per week. And that is a lot less than having 14 or more drinks per week like I used to have. And I try to drink red wine when I can, but sometimes I'll have something else. But the big thing is to limit it so that there's mostly clean days, so you're mostly clean every day, and then once in a while you have that alcohol drink. I don't think it's going to do that much damage to you. But drinking what I was drinking before or more, and I know people who drank a lot more than me, it really doesn't help you in your life, because again, it's not helping your body deliver good nourishment to your cells because you're delivering alcohol instead. The next one is to don't smoke. And I know a lot of people hear that, but I'm really surprised how many people actually smoke nowadays. It's like, we knew back in the 50s that smoking was bad for you. I mean, that's been, 70 years ago, and we still have kids that start smoking when they're in their teens. I really don't understand it, to tell you the truth. But the main thing is that when I say that, though, and when people say, okay, yeah, I don't smoke cigarettes, well, I'm not talking about just cigarettes. I'm talking about smoking anything. So cigarettes, cigars, vaping, smoking pot or marijuana or whatever drug it is that's out there, all that is bad for you. And one of the reasons why is it really hurts the blood's ability to carry necessary oxygen to the cells. So just like the nutrients go into the cells, well, you're not getting oxygen to the cells, if you are smoking, because that smoke is going to limit the amount of oxygen in your blood. I know some people say, well, if you smoke a cigar, you're not breathing it in. But you're sitting there in a room, a smoke-filled room with a bunch of guys or women, smoking cigars. You're breathing in a lot of smoke, trust me. So that's not good. Vaping, who knows what the heck that junk is? It's like chemicals that you're breathing in. And in pot, again, it's all smoke that's going in there, and it's not allowing oxygen to get into the cells. So any kind of smoking is bad for you. So if you can, cut it out now and you'll be better off. The last one I have is pretty simple, and I know not everybody can do it, but if you have the ability, having a dog or a cat really, really helps out. Pets are really great at de-stressing the body. Petting a dog and having a companion is just great to have the dog around. Also, it helps with exercise, especially the dog. I don't know, I'm talking dog more because I have a dog. Dog will help you get exercise because you walk the dog. And like I mentioned earlier, I walk the dog 2 times a day at least, sometimes 3. And I get all my steps in just from that. And that doesn't even count my 30 minutes of exercise that I do. So when I go run 3 miles, I'm getting those steps in too. When I lift weights, I'm doing that. So the dog thing is just icing on the cake for me. But for people who don't have a regular exercise routine, it really, really helps to be a little more active, to walk that dog and get it out. And also, some people have walked cats, I've seen it, or other animals. So whatever you can do, pets do help with a longer life. So those are all the tips that I had, and I'm just wondering, what did you get from the video? Are you going to make any changes in your life and implement any of these tips into your lifestyle in order to have a longer and happier, healthier life? And do you have any other thoughts that you would like to share? If you do, please put all that in the comments below, and I will meet you there, and because I just love seeing that stuff, and we can all learn from what you do too. So make sure you pop it down there, that'd be great. And if you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That way YouTube knows to push this video out to others so that they can benefit from it as well. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and ring that bell notification. And that way you'll be notified every time I drop a healthy living video. And currently I drop 2 a week. So I drop them every Thursday and every Sunday, and they're all about healthy living in some way or another. So make sure you watch those. And also, anybody who can use happy, healthy living videos like this one, make sure you share the video and the channel with them so that they can join in on all the fun. And for more tips on living a happier, healthier life, 2 videos are going to pop up any moment, and you can click on any of those and you can continue your happy, healthy living journey. And I'll see you all soon, everybody.